And welcome back to game number 2 of this 2-game series in the joinDOTA League Europe Division 2.3 between Drakdräpare as well as the Retry. And the Retry gonna try again as they lost the last game. They went for a draft that was focused on early game aggression and lots of gangs, lots of kills, and they just didn't get enough out of that. As was kind of back and forth for the early game, and if you draft a lineup like that with no real late game option up against a lycanthrope as well as a centaur warrunner, then you're gonna have a bad time. So Drakdräpare taking game number 1, just being able to weather the storm, so to speak, and use the late game advantage. And they're gonna tell themselves, well, why fix it if it ain't broke? You're gonna pick up the Centaur Warren again, and as well as the Shadow Shaman. Frequently creating a lot of space in that hero, but did work out in the very end. But Lycanthrope not gonna be able to join us this time around as Retry immediately banned him out. So thing is, Lycanthrope is sort of interchangeable, right? You can pick up other split pushes, you can pick up something like a Weaver. But Weaver gets online later, to be fair. But there are definitely other options if you want to go for that same route. Nature's Prophet, of course. Very popular, all-time favorite, and these kind of strats. Just read it up if you need. If you don't, just go for fights and take towers that way. So lots of bans coming out. Not gonna see the Bane, not gonna see the Visage. These strong supports, as well as the Marana, so not wanting to give that away again. Ancient Apparition slips through this time around though, and that's of course a hero that can be such a terror. Gives you a lot on level 1 with the Chilling Touch, buff up to your auto attacks, which lets you and your whole team dish out a surprising amount of damage. But he does fall off until he gets his ultimate. And with that ultimate up, and if he finds the farm to get up an Aghanim Scepter, he is just so obnoxious to deal with. If he manages to hit these ice blasts, prevent healing, shadow people if they get some extra damage. And yeah, Nyx Assassin Lifestealer, a very nice combo as well now picked up. And they also have the option to spice it up with the Storm Spirit as they're still looking for a mid hero. And yeah, Lifestealer also a mid game hero, much like the Lycanthrope. He's more teamfight oriented. Teamfight and pick-off oriented than the Lycanthrope is, really. Or at least the way the Lycanthrope is usually built and played.
Reserve time.
And with the Nyx Assassin, you already have a nice vessel for a gank. Nyx Assassin will be able to use the Vendetta to scout out. And with the Lifesteal infested inside, they can dish out a lot of damage, but Shadow Shaman, of course, another prime target already. Someone like the Doom, though, is much harder to bring down, so they have to be careful, really do a little bit of math to see if they can actually bring down the Doom with these kind of ganks. Centaur Warren, of course, as well later on if he manages to get up some basic items. He is quite tanky. Dazzle gonna be picked up as a secondary support, and I have seen a Dazzle and Ancient Apparition and Tri lanes before, and with the Lifestealer they can go aggressive if they really want to. But it's more likely that they'll just use the Nyx Assassin in the off lane, pick up another mid hero. Storm Spirit is still available in the pool. He might be banned out by Drakdräpare in the next ban. And yeah, they're just gonna go with the same thing that worked for them last game. Chen was a big influence in the early game. He was probably the main reason that the Retry had to suffer so many more casualties than they really wanted to.
10 seconds.
This time around though, they have the Dazzle, so they will have some sort of security if the Dazzle is in position to get off a Shallow Grave or get off these crucial heals. Then they might have a better time, in lane especially. But the problem that you run into when you run a Dazzle and an Ancient Apparition as supports, or as your supports, then you don't have a whole lot of control available to you. I mean, Poison Touch is nice, don't get me wrong, but it's a single target ability, so it's only gonna get you so far. Ancient Apparition, of course, not exactly the Cold Feet not being exactly the most reliable stun ever. It's actually kind of useless. It's more like a zoning tool. I mean, you put the Cold Feet on someone and their instinctive reaction is to just walk away. So in that sense, it's mediocre at best. And with lifesteal as well, it gives you a decent slow, but no stun either. And it's gonna be a lot on the Nyx Assassin, so I really think that they need to put up a mid that can make something happen, that has a decent amount of control for the lifestealer to get some right clicks in, really. I mean, these supports are not gonna do a crazy amount of damage, right? At least the Dazzle, not. And the Ancient Apparition, of course, provides more utility with the Frostblast, simply the way it affects the heroes, but now Slaughter. Alright, that's interesting. So, see how they're gonna lane this. Might be a Slaughter or Lifestealer offlane. Nyx Assassin, or Nyx Assassin offlane and Slaughter mid or something like that. Interesting, but the Templar Assassin picked up. Gotta match up well against the Slaughter, I would imagine. Or the Lifestealer, or anyone really that they bring in. There's no damage over time on any of these heroes, of course, except for the Ice Blast, of course, but early game, Templar Assassin will be able to win that middle lane matchup, whatever it might be. But Slaughter, of course, another vessel for the Lifestealer, because he naturally will build a Blink Dagger at some point, and Blink Crush into... I don't have a cursor just yet. There we go. There it is. Blink Crush with the lifesteal inside of you. Quite potent. Quite potent. Alright, let's take a look at our lineups. Solon, once again, on the Centaur Warrunner, and once again heading to the offlane. E-skills, of course, on the Templar Assassin. Will go to the middle lane, rushing bottle. Ape Mother, gonna be on the Doom. With Steph Style on the Chen, heading to the jungle. That leaves Frigolite once again on the Shadow Shaman. So that concludes the side of the Swedish team. On the other side, Dots. I think in the lobby someone said he was BZZ is perfect, but hey, I'm gonna call you Dot or Slaughter this time around. That's what you get for picking a name like that. He's gonna be in the Slaughter, and it looks like he's gonna be heading to the mid lane. He's also got a fast battle build.
30 seconds.
Please go game. I'm the Nyx Assassin in the offlane once again, just like last game. Dazzle is gonna be played by Android P, which leaves Screen on the Ancient Apparition, who is supporting the Lifestealer played by Nubik. Alright. Gonna go with the carry Doom. Bot Farmer Doom. Why the hell not? And Doom will be able to hold his own against the Nyx Assassin. At least once he gets a couple of levels up, so... And if any one of these two supports is in the lane, there's not too much Nyx Assassin can do. But I don't think these supports need to be there in the first place. I mean, Chen will have pretty much free farm in the jungle. Doom will... You know, what they could do is just give the Shadow Shaman a couple of early levels while the Doom finds a creep for himself in the jungle, but... Doesn't necessarily need it against the Nyx Assassin. Just, at least not with support nearby. So, middle might actually be a dual lane here, and that's actually a nice idea. It's gonna keep the Templar Assassin honest a little bit, because it's low into the stun, which is gonna come up now. It's quite potent, but Templar Assassin holding her onto the Refraction until she really needs it. It's gonna have a bottle and a couple of gold. But this lane's gonna push out quite soon. And Chen already rotating around, trying to help out a little bit with that Satire Tormentor. Using the Shockwave to do some harassment. But that's a big pre-wave. But Dazzle will keep the Slaughter safe. And which means Templar, and yeah, simply because Templar Assassin can't be as aggressive, because then she'll get slowed, then she'll get crushed under the tower and die. No Refraction in the world will be able to save you from that. But he's also leeching a lot of experience from the Slaughter.
Radiant's
right?
mid tower's coming apart.
That's the main thing. And with that Satire dishing out so much damage to him as well. It's actually quite hilarious. He's got another for one blast. See if he manages it, but the bottom now arriving for Slaughter. Gonna mitigate that tremendously. Solon playing very aggressively against the Ancient Apparition. He realizes this. If he gets a Hoofstun buff into a double edge, he's already level 2. Might not kill Screen, especially if Nubik just tries to rotate around and put some counter pressure up. A nice stun, actually. But it does zone out the Ancient Apparition, as he does not have a bottle. But top lane, Frigolite actually taking a lot of damage, but now Doom back in the lane. gonna be enough to tell Please Go Game, hey, that's my support, get away from him. Actually managed to pull one creep to that hard camp, but pretty late. Can't take the experience of that anyway. A lot of potential for kills here. There's a crush, but that'll not position to follow it up with anything. But there's gonna be poison touch, just harassment really. And yeah, actually it's something that I didn't consider. It is damage over time from the poison touch, not a whole lot, but it'll eat through some of these refraction charges. Barely enough actually, because refraction only triggers on instances of 5 or more damage, and level 1 does 14. Even level 4 it's only 32 damage, so... Damage component usually not worthy of a mention when it comes to Dazzle, but this time around against the Templar Assassin helps a lot. But she is dishing out a lot of damage. Have to be careful with the slaughter early on without any items, right? Another Melt Strike would put him critical, I suppose, and with any sort of rotation coming out from the Shadow Shaman. What a chin really if he uses his Dark Troll Summoner, but it looks like he wants to use it on the next assassin. Might catch him out, but no, he's not moving there just yet. Frigolay looking for an Observer Ward, but not gonna find it. Please Go Game has a nice positioning here. Watching the jungle. And Chance is just gonna back off. Alright, looking at Blastids, Doom right on par with the Lifestealer, so not gonna give each other anything there. Doom of course will always have the advantage of having that Devour up and running. And it doesn't look like he's gonna go Midas. Is he gonna go Vlads, or what is that supposed to be? Who knows? Not gonna be Midas from Doom just yet anyway. I don't think he'll go for that. But you're always gonna have the Devour to stay just a little bit ahead in gold if it comes to 1-1 farming war. Unless the Lifestealer decides to pick up a Midas of his own, but he already went and finished the Power Treads, so if you build up a big item like that, it usually means that you're not gonna rush a Midas, as you want that as early as possible. And he's not under a considerable amount of pressure here. I mean, Solon is doing good, picking up a nice amount of levels. But it's not quite keeping up to the next assassin. Because he doesn't have that defensive mechanism until he gets a Stampede up. So, Ancient Apparition has to be careful, but now Nubik might be in trouble. Stun's not gonna help you. Cold Feet and the Chilling Touch. That's low, more than enough to pick him off, but as you see on the other side of the map, they're gonna start to put up some pressure on the top tier 1 tower with the Chen army. Now gone actually, so they might have to back up. Doom not quite level 6 yet, so he doesn't have that ultimate available. Templar Assassin not having the best time. I mean, in a 1-1 matchup, of course, he would survive and would dish out a lot of damage. Might even pick up a solo kill on the Slaughter. But with the Dazzle here babysitting him, Slaughter's actually ahead in terms of CS right now. It's not something that you normally see with a melee hero up against a Templar Assassin. Two supports gonna clash. Chen's gonna be the one who picks up the haste drone. Might decide to put up some pressure here as the crush goes on onto E-Skill, but another refraction gonna come up. And the Chen not wanting to pursue any further. Please Go Game actually doing very well here on his top lane. He's denying so much farm from the Doom. I mean, not in terms of denies per se, but just with the amount of pressure he brings up. He's sitting at 27 CS as opposed to 38 of the Lifestealer, who also got the first blood, so... Ancient Apparition actually got it, but he was part of it, so... And yeah, it should be reflected in net worth, yeah, 400 gold ahead, even though we have Devour online. So, excellent map awareness as well. He somewhat dragged himself 2 creeps down there now. He's got another creep wave here right under his tower. So he's gonna get even more levels. He already has level 6. He's gonna get level 7 from this, so... Whenever he decides to start rotating around, he can definitely do that. Seems like he's working on his blink that I got ready, but no, he's just gonna pick up the arcane boots next chance he gets. So probably looking to the side job right now to pick that up, and after that, gonna be the blink dagger if he gets enough farm for that. Solon not so lucky, doesn't have a whole lot. Isn't even level 6 yet, but Temple Assassin trying to recover so hard, but Dazzle hasn't been doing anything but sitting here next to the slot in this middle lane. As a result of that, both are level 5. Not one of them level 6 yet, so that's the one thing that's hurting them a little bit right now. It's the one thing that you have at a disadvantage. When you do dual lanes in mid like that, you're not gonna have the fastest level gain.
My blade crackles with power.
Doom, looking for mechanism. Alright, that makes sense. Good mech carry, but now Solon rotating around, double edge will pick up the Dazzle immediately, so he's not gonna get off anything. Nice Crush will get him sometime. Is there another melt available? Not quite yet, but should be in range. But the double edge will do the trick. Solon picking up double damage here, putting it to work. 3-man die. It was Nixus in top lane. He didn't get anything off of that. It seems like he looked for the Shadow Shaman, but he will survive. Doom used his ultimate for that as well, so 3 kills in short succession for Drakdräpare, and yeah, all the advantage that TR got with the lifestealer farming so well and getting the first blood down on the Solon, all but evaporated. Nice crush once again. These skills gonna take a fall, but now Chen is here with his creeps. Teleport reaction though, gonna ward them away, not wanting, yeah, by wise decision. Tower is not in my range quite yet, though, so not gonna be able to take that away from Drakdräpare just yet.
Radiant's top tower's hurting.
Now Solon got his level 6 off of that, got his Strength boots finished. He's heading back to the offlane now. Screen is here, trying to pick up some levels. He's not level 6 yet. Gonna have it quite soon if he is left alone to his own devices in his bottom lane though. Yeah. Nixus Assassin got the arcane boots, but the death of course hindered his further progression just a little bit. But now, his supports, the support rotating up, smoked up. It's Android P as well as Dot, the Slaughter. Doesn't blink yet either. Gonna look to make something happen on Doom anyway, but he has other plans. Where is he actually? Do you want to go back to base? Yeah, he did. Trying to build himself a magic wand. Not quite figuring out how to do that just yet. And yeah, not gonna find anyone.
Just then, the Radiant disowned their mid-tower.
Solon has complete free farm down here, so he has 15,000 gold, 1,500 gold, 1,500. So if they push this tower down, it looks like they will with the Chen as well as the Shadow Shaman with the walls up rotating around. He just got level 6 as well, so this tower is most likely gonna go down. Especially with that pull coming through. Taking out some of that creep wave. Yeah. They're gonna commit the walls, the tower's gonna go down, and that's gonna be a big boost to Centaur's gold income, so it's gonna have a quite fast blink dagger for an offlane Centaur Warrunner, and they're gonna do the trade here, but with the walls they push us so much faster, and they have the option to defend. Shadow Shaman teleports back. He's not the one that you want to have, but I might just concede it, but more teleports coming in. Lifestealer preemptively rages just to stay safe. Now with the Doom around, they lose the tower, but there's gonna be the Hex Initiation. Frigolay taking a lot of trouble though from the next assassin. Now Doom, dooming up the lifestealer, so he's gonna be out of the fight. Hand of God will keep Frigolay alive for a little bit longer, but with the Vendetta committed. Nice net onto Slaughter with the sprint, and he's gonna take a lot of damage because of it. One more attack, Test the Faith will get the kill. Lifestealer now back into the fight, no Doom available on him anymore, but he's focusing on Soul, and that's a tanky target. The rest of them infesting one of the Chen's creeps actually, and now Chen isolated from his team, he's gonna go down. Temple Assassin, E-Skills, trying to do what he can. He has the Melt Strike available if he wants to go on anyone, but looks like they're gonna disengage. 2-for-1 trade, I believe, at the end of it all. Yep. Got the Shadow Shaman, pay the Slaughter, as well as they also lose the Chen, so 2 supports for 1 core, probably worth it. Especially since that further delays the Slaughter's Blink Dagger. Whereas the Centaur, Warrunner, Solon already got his off of that as well, so... Nice fight for Drakdräpare, even though they didn't manage to pick up anyone else. A little bit of indecision there from Templar Assassin, I believe. I think they might have been able to blow up someone else with that Melt Strike. The refraction was up at that point as well, so... I don't know. Nyx Assassin out of mana. Doom... 18 seconds on Doom, but so... Please go game, Bull back off now. Before the rest of that team comes in, but... The wards are already off cooldown again, so... Drakdräpare currently angling to get another tier 1. The last one remaining. Arguably the least important tower of the map, but... Still, it's gonna be more gold. Going the way of Drakdräpare. And with the Lifestealer pushing ahead, they do need it. I mean, if it's only one hero being ahead, then they can sort of deal with it by just dooming him up. He's not gonna want to stay in the fights then. But if the Slaughter goes online as well, and he's always gonna have a nice synergy with the Lifesteal, even if the Lifesteal is doomed up, he still hits hard, especially with the amplified damage up on somebody. The wards though.
Radiant's gone and fortified.
Well, fortification's gonna be used. Stampede as well. There's gonna be a stun on Newbie. He's doomed up. And he's gonna be focused down. The rest of the team not able to do anything. Nyx Assassin pops a defensive vendetta. The wards finish off the tower, but with the lifesteal down, they have momentum now, and they're gonna look to use it. Gonna put up some pressure on this tier 2 tower as well. And if they get 2 towers out of it, it's gonna be a really, really great trade for Drakdräpare. It's not a trade just yet anyway. Vendetta runs out, but a lot of stuns onto Chen. He's probably gonna fall, but nice Shackle holding up the Slaughter in place. And he was sprinted up, so he will be blown up. Nyx Assassin looking to get a counter kill. Shallow Grave will only delay the inevitable for Dazzle, so he will die. Nyx Assassin picks up the Chen at the very end of it. It's a 4-for-2 trade, so he has to retreat right now. Not a lot of mana left on Templar Assassin and Doom, so they will back off, but they could have handled Nyx Assassin, who's also low on mana himself. So they don't get the tier 2, but they do some decent amount of damage, trade 4-for-2, and they get the tier 1, so... See how that reflects on the gold graph, and yeah, squarely in favor of Drakdräpare right now, sitting at about 3,000. Experience graph, the advantage that TR's got themselves out of, just because of the pure efficiency that they brought on the map, all but evaporated. They see the power of these walls. They didn't even have to commit that hard on the tower, they could commit on the team fight. And the wards had multiple purposes. Priority is of course to bring the tower down, and that's what they did. But they also added as a filter so that TR couldn't engage on Drakdräpare at all. They couldn't do it, or else they would have fought right on the wards, and 50 minutes into the game these do a whole lot of damage. And now, wards off cooldown, immediately gonna use them to take down Roshan with the minus armor coming out from the melt from Templar Assassin. It was a really quick Roshan as well. So, Drakdräpare, the Swedish team, really using all of their abilities and all of the possibilities that they have right now in the game to the most potential. Templar Assassin going for a BKB, she's already dangerous with the minus armor and the refraction charges, and now they're gonna look to go summon. Nice blink initiation onto Dazzle, will be blown up, so he won't be able to save anyone. Nice AD ultimate though, but it's not gonna be enough to keep them off Slaughter, even the cold free proccing. Now where's the Lifestealer? He's infested into Nyx Assassin. They might be able to blow up Solon, and they will be able to, but Mechanism will take some time, but Lifesteal still rage up, but Chen manages to send it back. Not quite enough DPS available on the Lifestealer, so they don't give away anything. But without the main initiator, they don't want to pursue it any further, but really nice team play coming out from Drakdräpare. Yeah, nice initiation, the 2-man stun. Taking out the Dazzle out of the equation is really, really important early on. Because if he can't save anyone, if he can't put a Shell Grave on a crucial target, like the Slaughter, then Slaughter can't do a whole lot. So, very good focus fire. Can't do it the other way around, because if you try and focus the Slaughter first and leave the Dazzle alone for just a little bit, he'll just Shallow Grave, he'll do the heals, he'll disrupt the team fight, and just one Shallow Grave can just screw you over royally if you're not careful. Because that means the difference between a crush going through it, and a lot of heroes that are around him, trying to bring him down as quickly as possible. And yeah, I think you know where I'm going with this, but Drakdräpare, know their priorities, get them straight. And level 1 ultimate from the Ancient Apparition against tanky heroes like that, especially with the initiation advantage that they had there in that fight, not too scary. Not too scary at all. And now looking for more. They all smoke up. Nyx Assassin gonna look through the jungle, not gonna find anyone, so... Stampede already off cooldown again, so... They might just run into the Dazzle once again. Yeah, they see him, he's not reacting quite yet, but the stun is gonna miss. Sidestep, but Shellgrave really early, but he's hexed up. He will take the fall. Those are the weaves. The hits on Temple Assassin as well as Frigoli, but that's about it. Dazzle once again dead. And they think to themselves, alright, mid-tier 1, mid-tier 2. A little bit dangerous still, so why the hell don't we just take the other tier 2 that's already damaged, so... In the meantime, those Retry doing their best to try what they can. They try to split push, but there's got a nice creep after the TP reactions and the glyph. That tower's not gonna go down anytime soon, certainly not on this push. Drakdräpare playing it very safe.
Taking hits.
Not committing if they are not comfortable with the situation. And there's actually a Slaughter infested with the Lifestealer. And Nyx Assassin in the front. They're looking for someone. They're looking for Frigoli. They might know where he is. Yep. 2 blinks. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Frigoli is gonna die. Serpent Wall's gonna go down for some reason, but... That is such a big misplay. Both of them are so... I mean, Ubik is gonna go try away, but Slaughter took a lot of tower shots. Temple Assassin, he's looking for him. Pops the BKB just to be safe. Oh my god. There's a Doom. Doom will be able to finish Slaughter off. Such a blink. And now Temple Assassin looking to kill off these juicy supports. Stampede will help out with that. They're running for their lives there with the blink. Dazzle though taking a lot of damage from the Shellgrave. And Teleport. Do they have a stun? Yeah, yes they do, and it's gonna land, so Teleport will be interrupted. Dazzle will take the fall eventually. So now, with 2 heroes down, they're gonna take this tier 2 down. Misplay from Frigoli as well, just committing the wards here, where they're absolutely useless up in the very top side of the map. I mean, they wouldn't have needed it on this tier 2 tower after that engagement, but they could have used it to put some pressure on the tier 3 if they really wanted, or just use it for another tier 2. Nice crush on 3 hero, A ultimate up to follow up in 2. Soul is a lot of top, he will go down. Doom not quite that tanky, the tower will die eventually, one would imagine. It's actually gonna be denied. Temple Assassin dies, but she got the Aegis, so she'll be just fine, but Shadow Shaman not so lucky. Best engagement that they could hope for, and that's one thing that they're always gonna have. They're also gonna clean up the Chen army for the extra bit of gold. And as far ahead as the Drakdräpare are, and as good as an initiation that they have with the Centaur War Runner with the Blink, the Slaughter does have his Blink too. And his initiation is just as potent, if not even more, because he has the amplified damage for the rest of the team to follow up. So, gonna take a tier 1 tower in return. Don't think that Drakdräpare really wants to. Surely not, they really don't want to defend this, right? Temple Assassin isn't around, these girls looking to make the big plays. Don't have the fastest push. I mean, they can bring down heroes quite quickly, but they don't have the fastest tower push, and they're actually gonna be walled away. Stampede. But they're all gonna teleport out now. Mass teleports out. But that's a lot of gold committed as well. 4 teleport scrolls. Just with a couple of... Just with Stampede really, and since the last update, the cooldown isn't terribly long. So yeah. What I want to say earlier. Yeah, wanted to come back on that misblink there, right here between the trees. That was such a big misplay. They could have easily gotten the free layout, and Doom wouldn't have been able to catch up with the Slaughter, who took a lot of tower shots while he was waiting for a blink dagger to come off cooldown. So Slaughter wouldn't have died there if he didn't do that misblink. Lifesteal only survived because he could rage TP as well, so... TR. out of the comfort zone, it would seem. Not really able to put the line of 3 tasks, making a couple of mistakes here and there. They're not too far behind on the experience, but 5,000 behind on the gold. And the tower advantage is a big part of that, of course. Still a lot of tier 1 towers still available to be claimed, but Drakdräpare is doing a good job defending those. I mean,